A happy new year. Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model Series, Lanes Raceway, Survival of the Fittest, the final round. You guys know the routine. We got guys getting ready right now on the oval. And I'll tell you right now, we take a quick look here at the standings before we get started. It's going to be a bloodbath out there. Randy Kirtley currently in the lead with 775 points, but Guillermo Sire hasn't got his last race yet. So it's going to be very close between all five yet again. It was a nail biter in the previous Indy series, but I think Glenn Burton's actually going to take her from third place all the way to first. So it's going to be another nail biter here for the late model series, ending up top five people really battling for who's going to bring this thing home. As you can see, the Four Crowns right now, Jay Latham's still holding it down first place. We're going to get all of the points and stuff rounded up by Thursday of next week like we usually do. So just stick tuned to that. We go out here and we take a quick look here at Cam 1 and 2. We can see the cars lined up, ready to go. 7 of 8 tonight for our final. It's going to be exciting. We see the stands filling up for racers. All right, racers, y'all ready? So we got several people just trying to rally them up there, get their controllers and stuff hooked up. Nonetheless, it's going to be a battle, I believe, folks. Coming down to the wire. Then coming up after this at 7 p.m., our final race for the Four Crowns here at Lanes Raceway. What a 3 months it's been. And that's going to be for the wing on the oval. So it's going to be pretty intense. All right, racers. Watch your lights. All right, is everybody hooked up right? All right, watch your lights. Here we go. Racers having a good time. We got everybody entered. Carson getting in on the old dirt late model race here. Going to get him a couple more points for the Four Crowns. As we right off the gate, first lap, sending Jay Latham to the wall. As he'll get a restart, freshed over. We already got a couple racers setting over on the orange track, getting their cars ready for the next race. Currently in here right now enjoying myself. This is not a sponsor. I actually paid for this. Cotton Candy Faygo. It does taste like cotton candy. That is the truth.
Never fixed the track.
What happened?
I come right off.
Oh! Sorry, folks. I'll be right back. Well, folks, just one mistake ain't too bad. That's why I just said to myself, I'm going to abort this race. We're going to restart the heat. Let me make sure everybody's good. All right, racers, watch your lights. All right, and I also changed the breakout time to 2 seconds. So hopefully everything's on the up and up now. That was my fault, folks. We had the orange lane come up during the break, and I ended up gluing it. And while I was letting the glue rest, I come in here and checked some cars and forgot all about rolling blue lane back down. So Jay Latham took off as hard as he could and slammed that baby right up against the wall, and that's 100% my fault. So we restart the race there. You see there in the bottom portion of your screen there, that pink wing on Randy Kirtley. He is currently our point standing leader and also our leader of the race right now. But you can see here, top one, 775 Ohio Valley Lawn Care Late Model Series. Heading back racing. He's holding it down right now there on yellow. Like I said, median of 2 seconds is the breakout. Got a couple more people wrecking there. Dana Durham still helping track marshal. Told me, he's like, I'm ready to get this baby underway. I said, well, let's get her going on. Like I said, next one up is going to be the wing car on the oval. No, wing car never on oval. Wing car will be on the orange track, so I have to swap the camera over, and that'll be at 7 p.m. Everybody's cars sound like they've really put in the work to keep these things really freshly tuned, because they're hardly making any noise whatsoever out there. We got a breakout there. Randy Kirtley, that dropped him from first to fourth from one breakout, folks. Jay Latham coming to the outside there, and what a coast Jackson had there off of Orange Lane, right around through Dead Man's Corner. It's a nice smooth coast. So we get another one off on its lid. I believe that is Jay Latham possibly again. Got a stalled car down on purple. That's Carson Ross's car. That noise you're hearing in the background, that's wing cars getting prepped up. We can see Weston getting his car set up. I think he's going to run in this wing car class tonight. So it's bound to throw a monkey wrench in a few people's driving careers, as it's his first time. We also got Milton back up there. You can see him in the upper right-hand portion testing one of his cars out. We'll see how these things work out. It's going to be a pretty gnarly race coming up. What I'm going to end up doing, though, they may or may not be racing in this one, since it's such a close race between like three of the guys. I'm going to ask the top two, which would be Randy and Tom, if they want these guys in the race. That way that there's no excuses. Well, you shouldn't have allowed, rookies to get in last race of the season or whatever it may be. So I'm going to make sure that the guys are okay with it. If they are, if they're like more the merrier, great. I'm down with it too. I always enjoyed myself running against more people, especially differences in professionalism, I guess. So sometimes you run against people that are a little bit more radical, a little easier to predict and a little bit easier to pass. But then there's other times that you just don't want those guys in there because they kind of slow you down. But we'll see what happens, and I'm going to let the guys make that decision. Like I said, Randy Kirtley back up in the lead there on yellow lane, running a 2-second lap time, almost dead even. He's got that baby going smooth. Guillermo Sire right there behind him, doing the same, as he has a best lap of 1.975. But of course that lap didn't count, as it broke him out also. Jackson Darty there in third place on the orange, running a 2.130. That baby is flying, son. Carson Ross down on purple, running 2 even also for his best lap. And that's a red flag rotation for our first heat here on the oval. Randy Kirtley and Guillermo Sire tied right now with 58, followed really closely behind by Jackson mid-pack rolling at 57. Pretty impressive. 54 and 54 for Jay Latham and Carson, running down towards the lower lanes there for Carson. but 54 there for Blue, respectfully there for Jay after having a couple wrecks. So was able to capitalize on that and come back out a little bit. Nathaniel and Glenn there towards the back on the upper lanes, of course, running lower than the rest of the pack just simply because of the length of the track. Take you guys over to the current standings. Jay Latham in first place, Glenn Burden in second, and Nathaniel Burden in third for the Four Crowns as the points currently stand. Cup Series, Guillermo Sire going to bring that baby home. That blue crown is his. The IndyCar Series just ran previously before this race. Glenn Burden brought that home, and I believe that might actually move him up above Jay and Randy, giving him the victory also. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. Wing Car Series, like I said, coming up next, and Late Model Series yet to be determined also, as our top 5 all can bout for that win. 1 minute and 36 seconds left to go. I'm going to leave you guys over with the oval, let you watch these guys work, and we'll be right back with you. Right, 4 red lights drop out to green. We're going back green racing. We already got a breakout right out of the gate, and that's Guillermo Sire there on blue lane breaking out. Yes. We hear Jackson Darty talking to Guillermo saying, "Man, you already run me off once," or something like that. I can't remember. So we get another breakout there from Guillermo running a 1.09. Wow, that's incredible. So he might have had a couple riders on the blue lane or something. This happens, but, 1.09, surely he ain't running that. Randy Curley and Guillermo Sire both running respectively around the 2.1 second lap time. Guillermo Sire now taking over the lead from Randy Curley as he got the inside lane there. Randy Curley there, 72 laps there in second place. Jackson Darty, 71 in third place. Really impressing me being so high up on the hog there with 73 total laps. That baby is humming, folks. So we get a timeout session here. I'm going to have to redo that real quick, so just bear with me. There we go, folks. But if this is what we're to expect with Jackson running this high up, 2.283 there on white lane, a tenth of a second faster than what Nathaniel's running there on red lane, and about a tenth of a second faster than Glenn. If this is what we're to expect with him running that high up, what can he do down low? Because right now, running that, holding down third place, just 3-4 laps off difference between Randy and Guillermo Sire. We might actually see Jackson, if he can keep the car on the track, we might actually see him bouting for that first position before this race is done. It looks like it might end up bowling down to Rex here in the Ohio Valley Lawn Care Late Model Series. Several of these cars already coming off, and it's only the second heat here. Got another car has got to go back to the start finish line. Something I'm noticing here with the TrackMate software, somebody might have got their pinky toe or something on the keyboard out there, because it has swapped over to total laps instead of laps. I can't really remember how to do that. I think it's F5 if I'm not mistaken, but nonetheless, it's changed over. I don't know. I tried to change it, but it says total laps for some reason. Maybe I can just click on it outright. There we go. Good. Maybe I clicked on it, possibly. So I got it situated back now. So total laps so far this heat: Guillermo Sire 54, Randy 53, Jackson 49, Jay 50, Carson 49, 48 of Nathaniel and Glenn Burden. All right, and that's the end of the heat, folks. Move over to the TrackMate. We see Guillermo Sire there, 116. 115, Randy Kirtley. 110, Jackson. 108, Jay Latham. Round up your top four. Jackson running a 57, tied up with Randy Kirtley there on orange. A little bit of comparison there. Nathaniel and Jackson being able to compare 53 to 51, but the big outlander here is Glenn to Guillermo, 6 laps difference there from 58 to 52. But Jay and Carson tying up there on purple with 54. So we'll see how things develop as we continue on, and leave you over here with the oval. Let you watch these guys work. Be right back with you. right, folks, 10 seconds left to go. We're about to go back into it again. Dana Durham getting the car of Carson there on yellow put in. Guillermo Sire still currently your leader. Randy Kirtley up there on white lane, 1 lap down from Guillermo. Jackson now on red lane, right up there with him, a few laps down. Jay Latham down on black, going to be able to grab a couple laps there on Jackson and Randy. We're going to see a little bit of swap up here probably in the next few laps. A little whistle of some wing car action here next to the oval track. That's Weston. He got him a fresh wing car earlier today. You see Tom and Garrett helping him out with that wing car. A lot of these guys super excited about the wing car series coming up. So excited so much that we're going to be running wing cars again here at Lanes Raceway, but it'll be Group 20 stuff coming up next season. So not for the faint of heart. Those wing cars will definitely not touch the oval track. It will be nothing but the orange yet again for the wing cars. About the only way to have fun with the wing cars is run it on some sort of road course. Having it on an oval is pretty much holding it wide open on red. Nice and smooth racing here done by all of the racers here so far. And a red flag rotation. Jay Latham going to turn 58 laps that heat. Pretty impressive there for Black Lane. That is the most we've seen tonight is 58 laps turned. Randy's turned it. Guillermo's turned it. And now Jay has turned it down on Black Lane. So, like I said, very close racing, especially to the top 3 here. We're going to see a couple more swap ups here. Nathaniel finishing up running his high lanes. He'll end up ending his race there on orange. So we'll see if he can swap it up a little bit and come on down the field with the rest of the guys. But pretty close race, since we can see Glenn Burden there towards the bottom tying up with Jay Latham, who just ran a 58 there on black. So we might see some change-ups here for Glenn, Jackson, and Carson as we continue on in the race. 156 to 173 is your spread. I'm going to leave you guys with the oval and let you watch these guys race. All right, here we go, folks. 4 red lights are going to drop out to a green. We're going back green racing. Let's just stay in this old school mode here for a little bit, watching the old big screen here before we go back to cam 1 and 2. Guillermo Sire still out in the lead there. 177 down on black at last of his lower lanes here. Randy Kirtley up there on red, battling as hard as he can. 4 laps separates him from Guillermo. Jay Latham right there nipping at the toes of Randy Kirtley. 3 laps difference between those two. And Jackson 6 laps down from Jay. So that's your top 4. These are the guys battling for the respect of first place here in the Ohio Valley Lawn Care Late Model Series. Nothing but serious faces and hard stares at their cars as they go around the track here. All 7 guys here battling as hard as they possibly can. Medians in the lower 2-second lap times. Nathaniel Burden with an impressive 2.107 right now. It's the only one that kind of sticks out really deep to me, is he's high up on the hog there with the 2.107. Halfway through the heat here, Guillermo's still holding it down with a median of 2.09, the best median out there right now. Randy Kirtley up there with a median of 2.3 up on red, just long gearing it as hard as he can, getting that car to roll as good as it possibly can. And it looks like he is making some passes on some guys down low. Jay Latham, of course, down low. He's kind of running neck and neck with him. But nonetheless, his median still suffering a little bit, as Jay Latham is got 1 lap to catch Randy Kirtley here. And he's possibly going to take over second position here shortly, as he's already gained 3 laps this heat on Randy Kirtley. A really smooth, really clean race. That's why we're going to be running this again in the Winter Series. A nice, beautiful coast there by Jackson's car. But we're going to be running this series yet again. The only difference is this is crate model, okay? So this is the way they come stock. We are going to be running them with Eagle motors to give a little more pep in their step come next series. So we'll see if that makes a big change. And we'll see how that works out when we run super late models come next series. Guys will not have to change their bodies. They can keep their bodies. Everybody's kept their bodies in really good condition all series long, because as you can tell, not a whole lot of wrecking, a lot of close battling, getting inches instead of miles. So go to the track made here. We can see Guillermo Sire 10 laps up from Randy Kirtley and Jay Latham, both tied there in second position. Jackson there in 4th place with 2:14. So we go over here and look at the current standings. Randy Kirtley in first place, 775 total laps, followed by Nathaniel Burden with 735 total points. Jay Latham 720. Currently right now, Jay and Randy both tied in this race. Guillermo Sire out in the lead with a chance to get 100 points, and maybe, I think he's got all of his races. I'm not for sure. Let me check on that, and I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, so I just checked. Guillermo does not have all 8 of his races, so this will be his 8th race here in the Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model Series. So if he does get first place, he'll be bringing home what seems to be 2 crowns if all points are counted correctly. So we'll see what happens here as we're a little over 3/4 of the way done here. 13 seconds left to go before we go back green. Let's go ahead and get ready on those cams, and we'll start off on cam 2 this time. You watch them come across the start-finish line. And here we go. Guillermo Sire out in the lead. Jay Latham 10 laps back there on Orange Lane. Randy Kirtley finally coming down off the high hog there with 227 laps tied up. Now passing Jay Latham as he is now currently in second position. 1 lap high is median tied up. Now changing just a hair by 4 or so hundredths of a second between him and Guillermo Sire. Nathaniel Burden currently with the best median at 2.07 down on Purple Lane. Nathaniel having a strong car all series long, having a few issues, but able to work those out. And a nice, beautiful coast for Nathaniel going through Dead Man's Corner there. Jackson asked me earlier where he stood on a lot of things. He's pretty much mid-pack all the way through. JRC, he's brought that home today as he had 15 perfect races, 15 wins, and he was going to be able to bring that baby home. So pretty proud of him yet again, bringing home back-to-back GRC wins. Jackson make a nice clean pass there down on Blue Lane as he's trying his best to gain a couple on some people. Really close, really competitive racing here. Hardly any wrecks this whole heat. It looks like they're going to make a run for a full clean heat here. That's another heat over right there. We go to the track mate, compare your top 2 here. Finally, Randy Kirtley was able to turn 1 more lap there on yellow than Guillermo. Lost 3 laps there to Guillermo on the green lane, though, up high. So what we're seeing here is a battle back and forth between Guillermo and Randy, high lane versus low lane. Guillermo, his car running better on the high lane versus Randy's running better down low. So we'll see who will prevail as this race continues on. Your third position there, Jay Latham battling 3 laps down, 2 laps respectively from Guillermo, the leader. But still very close racing, 276, Randy Kirtley and Jay Latham. If Randy and Jay both have weak cars up high, Randy's probably going to solidify second. But if Jay has a car similar to Guillermo's where it runs better up high, we might still see this battle for second and first place. Heading over to Oval, let you guys watch these guys work hard, and we'll be right back with you. All right, full red light's going to drop out to green. Your points leader, Randy Kirtley, there on blue lane. We get a stalled car, Guillermo Sire, there on orange lane. Possible hookup, incorrect, as he goes to swap those. It's happened sometimes. I've done it myself. Red, or excuse me, not the red so much the problem, but the white and the black. Very confusing to the eyes sometimes, as those are not technically colors, but constants. So sometimes the eye confuses the white and the black every once in a while. Anyways, it's happened. I've seen it. I've seen brake pods blow. It happens. We got brake pods in here for that kind of stuff. I think Guillermo actually running a third eye controller, so I don't have brake pods for that, but we do have brake pods for digital controllers like the Falco and stuff like that. Just your standard real stat style brakes. 9 laps separate Guillermo from Randy. Both of them running a very impressive 2.08 median. As we get a car sent to the high side wall, hard, fast, and furious. Let's go to our cam 2. I'm sorry I didn't already have that up for you guys. That looks to be Jackson Darty's car. Sorry about coughing right there into the microphone. After you do a full day of talking, whether it be on the live stream or here at the racetrack, Sundays, of course, being quite busy here for us, it does tend to play a little bit of a role on the old vocal cords, especially when you're as festive as I am. Now, I may just be one of Santa's little elves here, helping checkers out here at Lanes Raceway, but nonetheless, it does get tiring sometimes. Had a break out there from Nathaniel Burden there on Black Lane, but he was able to recoup that. Only 1 lap down from Jay Latham. Randy Kirtley getting a couple more laps here up on Guillermo Sire there as he moves to the high sides here. We are 3/4 of the way done now with 6 of 8, 20 seconds left to go in the heat. A lot of clean racing, a lot of good racing as we see a dive bomb down low on purple and a nice clean pass there as Glenn checks up just a little bit to let Jackson go by. Carson Ross, his car in good condition this week as it's been handling quite well, but it looks like I said that too soon as him and Jackson both getting involved in an incident there. But for the most part, his car been running quite well. Now we take a look over here to orange. We got several people out here messing around with their wing cars here right now, getting ready for the next race, the wing on the oval. It's our final wing race. And I will be able to tell you with a certainty who's going to be crowned on that tonight. So that'll be pretty interesting to see. 4 red lights drop out to a green. We got a stalled car of Jay Latham there on white lane, and that is a red flag rotation, possibly. I say possibly because we haven't seen the track mate yet. Don't forget, Friday nights, folks, we do have pinball competitions here at Lanes Raceway. Turn the lights down, get a little festive in here, have some music playing. You guys really appreciate that. Now, that is a true lane rotation there. So move over to the track mate. Guillermo Sire still in the lead. Randy Kirtley was able to turn an impressive 58 total laps there and gain just a hair on Guillermo Sire. So it looks like Randy's able to turn a few more laps down low. But we see Guillermo as he moves to the high sides there, able to turn pretty high. So 58 there on green. Now, whether or not that was due to lack of heat in the motor is still questionable, but a battle yet to be ensuing here between Guillermo and Randy. But Nathaniel Burden, don't count him out as he has popped his way up here also into third place, battling it out with Jay Latham. Heading over here to the Oval Cam and watch these guys work a little bit. Also, don't forget we have $200 private party packages here at Lanes Raceway that you can get involved in. Free pinball, free arcade. That's every single thing we have in here free. And you get 30 minutes to set up beforehand and 30 minutes to get tidied up on the leave. So that is not charged to you. And you can come in here and take control of the PA system, all the TVs, and make the party truly yours. Of course, you know, it'd be kind of hard to have a Halloween party and Christmas when we got Christmas trees in here, but, you know, within reason, nonetheless. Come on in here, have your next birthday party or private event here at Lanes Raceway, and just enjoy yourself. 8 cars, 8 controllers also come with that package, and I believe you'll have a great time. Minute and 18 seconds left to go. We'll be right back with you. All right, folks, 2 seconds left to go before we go back green racing. This is round robin 7 of 8 of the Ohio Valley Lawn Care Dirt Late Model Series here at Lanes Raceway. And what a race it's been. I'm talking full fury, clean racing. Jackson breaking out down there on black first lap as it sends him down one. Jay Latham actually capitalizing on that, moving up to 4th position. So we swap back over to the second cam. We can see that was Jackson's car coming off there on black lane. Randy Kirtley there on purple lane, trying to get as many laps as he can down low to maybe be able to capitalize against Guillermo Sire, who's been holding the race pretty much since the 3rd heat. So right now, Guillermo Sire is in the lead by 9 laps to Randy Kirtley. Randy Kirtley's median of a 2.11, just a couple hundredths of a second faster than Guillermo Sire. Jackson breaking out yet again down there on black lanes. We see a car go to the high outside. It looks to be Jay Latham to the high outside, and either Guillermo or Nathaniel, because both of them run red cars. So it was Guillermo Sire was involved in that incident, him and Jay Latham. Both of these guys really aggressive when it comes to the high sides, and definitely don't like to let anyone pass them for sure. Six laps separate Randy from Guillermo Sire. That is your top battle currently here. Jackson and Nathaniel now very close to one another as Jay Latham falls all the way to second to last there, having a couple wrecks there. Glenn Burden there, he's trying his best to battle his way back up, but he's going to hit up to the high lanes here shortly. This will be pretty tough to do. it looks like 5 laps separates Guillermo and Randy there at the end of the heat. Very, very close battle between these two. Randy yet again able to inch out 1 lap there on Guillermo down low. As it looks like blue lane was definitely the middle crossing lane between the separation of Guillermo, kind of taking off there on green lane, 58 laps, but Randy was able to get 57 there on orange. So it's going to boil down to the wire here, folks. Legitimately down to the wire of what Randy can run there on black lane. If he can get up there on black lane, but if Guillermo runs a 54 up there on red lane, like I said, it's going to be very, very close. Hard to speculate. Nonetheless, Nathaniel Burton there, he's coming back in the mix. He's got an orange lane here open. He's got to run a pretty impressive 59 or so, and everybody else has some pretty rough time to be able to catch up with Randy and Guillermo. But Jackson and Nathaniel pretty close neck and neck with each other. Similar battle between them as Randy and Guillermo. 1 minute and 42 seconds left to go. I'm going to let you watch these guys work, and I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, it boils down to this, the last heat for the Ohio Valley Lawn Care Late Model Series here at Lanes Raceway. Current leader, Randy Kirtley, Nathaniel in second, and Jay Latham in third. 4 red lights drop out to green. Here we go. Final heat. We got a stalled car, Guillermo Sire, there on red lane. A possible hookup mistake yet again, costing him another lap for hitting the button. Definitely not what Guillermo wants to see. Good thing he was quick on the button, though. Randy Kirtley down low on black with a possibility of gaining quite a few laps here. If he can keep her below the 2-second lap time here, should be in pretty good position to possibly take back over the lead here, as he's got it within 3 laps currently with 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go. Nathaniel Burden there almost breaching the 400 lap portion here. Him and Jackson both there neck and neck with one another. So after a flag there, Carson's car coming off on blue. 1 lap separates Guillermo from Randy Kirtley. Like I said, it's going to be a nail biter here down to the finish. And that's a solidifier right there as Randy Kirtley breaks out down on black lane. That'll make it where he's not able to catch Guillermo Sire there. And it all boiled down to 2 laps. We head over here to the track mate. Randy was able to tie up Guillermo Sire with 58 total laps. Guillermo was able to turn 55 total laps there on red. Unprecedented up high for sure. 56.5, 56.2, very close racing between these two. Nathaniel Burton there in 3rd place with 443 and 438 to round up your top 4 with Jackson. All right, Guillermo, Randy, and Nathaniel, if you would, please line up for your pictures. All right, folks, that's another one down and the final for Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model Series here at Lanes Raceway. Thank you guys for tuning in here at 5 o'clock. Now, don't forget, coming up next, our final stream of the night, the Wing Car Series here at Lanes Raceway. It's our final race. Stay tuned for that. Looks like after seeing this, that was Guillermo's 8th race total. He's going to have him, it looks to be 2 crowns, if I got everything right. You can go back and check my math if I am wrong. But nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you, and I'll see you coming up here at 7 o'clock, unless the guys want to do it earlier. Just make sure that your bell's rung for YouTube and all that. God bless you, and I'll see you then.